With everyone writing off the Edmonton Oilers after Game 3, they came back with a vengeance, putting up the largest margin of victory for a team facing elimination in the Stanley Cup Final. You're probably wondering why Marge Simpson is breaking down a hockey game, and you're also wondering how the Edmonton Oilers exposed the Panthers' aggressive system. Officer Bob finally looked human, and now the question has become whether or not the Panthers are actually in any real trouble. Look, Florida has been an unshakable machine both mentally and tactically in these playoffs, but if they can't find an answer as to how the Oilers neutralize their aggressive style, well then, we got ourselves a series. Perhaps the Panthers decide to lay an egg so that they can win a cup at home, but let's dive into why Florida should be concerned with how the Oilers dismantled them in Game 4. The Oilers scored 8 goals on the Panthers, which is the most that any team has scored on Florida this season. And they did it by using a similar strategy that Dallas used to expose Edmonton in round 3. This was the flyout play that the Stars used to stretch out the Oilers' D so that they can have space to either make plays underneath or create a quick rush with a lead pass. Coming into this series, the Florida Panthers' game plan was to use their aggressive forecheck to slowly break down the Oilers' D. In Games 2 and 3, it seemed like the waves of pressure that Florida brought every shift caused the Oilers' D to make some costly mistakes. In Game 4, the Oilers combated this by using this flyout play to back off Florida's D, and it eventually led to 4 goals. On the very first shift, Edmonton will have a winger off screen here to force one of the Panthers' D to back up. So as Florida looks to activate their aggressive pressure that suffocates you, they are now forced to do it one man short to take away that streaking winger. Edmonton rings it around the boards, it's tipped out to center, and now we have a foot race to the loose puck. Janmark begins the game with a dog effort, and Edmonton gets a pretty solid look. A few minutes later, the Panthers dump it in to try and establish their forecheck, and instantly Mattias Janmark is going to take off to the Panthers' blue line. Only 4 Oilers come back into the zone, while 2 Panthers players converge in, and the Oilers' D is going to make a hard rim play to Janmark. Forecheck is successfully evaded, and now the Oilers are on offense. Janmark becomes a little slippery devil, and the Oilers bury on the rush for their second goal of the game. Run it back on the same play for goal number 3 as well, because the Panthers are going to be first to this puck, but Skinner is going to make a solid decision to come out and play this so that the Oilers can have possession. Janmark, who basically turned into Wayne Gretzky in this game, made a lot of smart decisions with the puck in Game 4, and he's going to make another good one right here as he fends off the pressure and changes sides to his D-men to get the play going north. Draisaitl is going to be the guy who pushes up to Florida's blue line, and now Edmonton can move north quickly with one pass. The Oilers hit the stretch pass, and now Draisaitl can do Draisaitl things as he hits Holloway with a perfect feed for a lovely finish. Incredible first touch by Holloway as well to get this puck straight to his backhand. With how aggressive Bobrovsky has been in this series, the Oilers shooters know that he's going to challenge this puck head on. With the amount of speed that Holloway was coming in with, all it took was a quick angle change to expose that aggressiveness. In the film room, Paul Maurice must just be having a heyday with this, as in the 4th goal, the Oilers did it again. If you ever wonder why goalies come out and play the puck, here's another great example why. Skinner is able to stop this dump in and avoid having his defenseman trying to make a play under the pressure of Florida. With Florida's forecheck waiting to pounce on any of Skinner's options, he's going to just fire this up the boards to Warren Foegele, who's ready on the wall. Good old Canadian boy who'd make Don Cherry proud as he takes this hit to make a play into the middle. Bouchard begins to activate, and now the Oilers have time and space because the Panthers can't fully press with all 5 players. That's because Zach Hyman has parked himself at the opposing blue line. Bouchard stretches the play to Hyman, and now the speed demon that is Connor McDavid is loose to drive through the middle and beat Bobrovsky clean. By pushing the pace out of the D zone and stretching the ice, it also gave Edmonton space to make plays underneath as the Panthers defense retreated to cover the Oilers' cherry picker. All game long, Stuart Skinner was snapping it around back there, and he was a big help for the Oilers to consistently and effectively avoid the Panthers' pressure. On this play, Fogel's presence on the blue line is going to force these 2 Panthers to bust their ass back into position instead of trying to gap up and converge on the puck carrier. That opens up all this space underneath for McDavid to cook. That way, he can enter the zone with possession, and it becomes a 4-on-2 rush play with Darnell Nurse burying the goal that pulls Bobrovsky.
You're an embarrassment to the department, Bobrovsky.
That is huge for the psyche of this Oilers team, as he straight up demoralized their shooters in games 1 to 3, but now we see that he is human after all. Meanwhile, in Game 4, Skinner was brilliant for the Oilers. When this game was still close with Edmonton having a 2-1 lead, he made a massive save on a 2-on-1 to prevent the Panthers from tying the game. His ability to handle the puck helped Edmonton execute their game plan, and he looked rock solid, stopping 32 of 33 shots. Now, the other thing that should concern the Panthers is the play of Connor McDavid. Offensively, he put up 4 points and had 3 assists to reach 32 in these playoffs to surpass Wayne Gretzky's record for the most in a single postseason. He must have heard all the love Barkov was getting after Game 3 and said, screw this, whatever he can do, I can do better. The defensive element of his game was incredible all night. Just look at this little subtle play to swing up high in the zone and support his D-man. The puck is turned over, but he's in a perfect spot as the F3 to do some damage control. It looks like it could be a dangerous rush for Florida with their numbers, but McDavid just angles him off, forces a turnover, and just like that, Edmonton has a quick chance for a counter. Even though this game was already out of hand, he supports down low, gives a cheeky little stick lift, and now Edmonton has a rush chance the other way. A complete 200-foot play that ends up in a goal, and that is the level of dominance that should concern the Florida Panthers. Now, are the Panthers actually in trouble? Most likely not. But if there is a chance the Oilers come back, this game laid out a tactical blueprint as to how. Paul Maurice and the Panthers are going to have to take a page out of the Oilers' book with their series against the Stars. The Panthers are going to either have to double down on their aggressiveness or have to use their F3 to play more conservative so that they have more numbers back on a stretch play. More importantly, though, I fully expect Officer Bobrovsky to come back and fully play to his potential. Even though he did get yanked, majority of the goals were structural breakdowns from the team that forced Bobrovsky to have to make an incredible save. If he did let in a few stinkers and his positioning or tracking wasn't great, there would certainly be more doubt about his ability to bounce back, but we're likely going to see Officer Bobrovsky back on the case for Game 5. So now that Oilers fans feel like Lloyd Christmas after Game 4,
so you're telling me there's a chance?
Do you think that there's truly any shot Edmonton can pull this off? There's a lot of funky stats out there that may cause some doubt, but I don't think the nerves start to really come on unless Florida loses Game 5. Anyways, drop your opinions down below, and if you want to see more breakdowns just like this, turn on notifications, subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to need a lozenge before Game 5.